Evan made the three-pointer to take the lead 63-61, and it was like 100 decibels. It went over 100 decibels.
Wow.
Which is, I've never got that.
Death Valley, Clemson.
No, it's
15.
not.
Yeah, I mean, I saw their bus pulling up, so I mooned them as they were pulling in.
No, the Stetson center fielder is formerly Florida center fielder, or backup center fielder, and the Florida center fielder, formerly Stetson center fielder. Hello, everybody. This is Justin Gray, sports editor for the Bell Ringer and communication major at Augusta University, with another edition of the Sports Squad from Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. On this edition of the Sports Squad, we will discuss all Augusta University spring sports, some college basketball. Our panel includes AU cross-country runner Patrick Motes and AU baseball player J. Haynes. So welcome in, guys.
Good to be back.
What's up? Missing a couple, so
Yeah, just the three of us
small
today.
squad today.
Shout out to Avery. I think he has an interview with Augusta National today for his internship, so that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Best of luck, brother.
Anything to get him out of that internship he's in now.
Well, no, that's not even the thing. He's still got to do that. This is for post-graduation.
Oh, yeah, well,
So he's still got to do that.
This one's rough.
What's he doing? What's he trying to do at Augusta National?
I think just
merchandise operations.
something, yeah. Get his name in there and work his way up.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Pretty cool.
That would be fire.
So,
Get
I
a
got to
jacket.
ask you, did the guy run 65 miles?
Okay.
Or did he run more?
So for those
I thought
who
it was 69 miles.
Yeah, so for those that don't know.
Oh, that's electric.
Yeah. Our guy, former athlete, Thomas Richard, wanted to do a 100-mile challenge. So
Okay, first off, does he not have any more hobbies?
he doesn't anymore because he can't walk.
I'm sure.
So he started his journey at 3 a.m. Sunday morning, and he was going really solid. Like, he got through like a marathon, and it kind of went downhill a little bit, and then about, I think it was like around mile 40, he hit like a really good like energy lift and was cruising to like mile 52. When he got to mile 52, that's when the knees were really starting to ache and everything like that, and his body was just like going through it. And so he was still thinking about going to the 100 miles, but the pace was slowing down by a lot. So he's like, all right, I'm going to get to 69 miles because our guy, Hans Troyer, who is now a professional athlete for Ultra, who's a former athlete here, he's now a professional athlete. He has like 100K or something like that down the road here. And so Thomas was like, all right, I'm going to do at least more than you're going to do. So he got to 69 miles. It took him a while. I think the last like 10 miles was walking it, shuffling it, but he did it. His knees right now are like the size of softballs. And so, but he did it.
You running on a track?
No, he ran it up at a 2-mile loop in North Augusta.
What?
Wow. Yeah. But like he had like a whole pit crew and everything out there. Like,
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so we had people rotating on the bikes. We had some people come in and run with him for a little while. They had like a nutrition station set up for him. We did everything we could. I'm like really proud of him because I was like, dude, I mean.
Is that something you would ever see yourself attempting?
Not a snowball's chance. No,
Okay.
no, never.
So
I don't ever care to do that.
then.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want. That's crazy stuff. But it was awesome to do it. We were all out there when he finished, when he got to his goal. I was super proud of him. I thought it was really cool that he did that. I know that he wished he would have achieved his goal, but I mean, at the end of the day, he ran 69 miles in like 19 hours.
That's
It's pretty good.
It takes a lot of motivation to do that for no reason.
Yeah,
That's
but he's a dog. He dogged that out. Like I wouldn't be able to do that.
that's a lot of miles.
Yeah. But to answer your question, he got. 16.
I think I would have to run, like if I was in that shape and wanted to do that, I would have to run somewhere. I couldn't run in circles. Like I'd have to run down the interstate to like.
Well, he did that
have
so
a
that way he could come back
destination.
in and get nutrition and stuff like that.
Right,
too.
that makes sense.
And so it was set up for a reason. I would be curious to see. I thought about just doing a call-in and stuff like that. Just call him on the phone right now and stick it up to the mic and just see what he has to say. But I think he's working right now. He's got a bunch of interviews that he's got to do for his business.
Doing that and having work the next week is also a choice.
Dude, he's a champ. Shout out to his guy Adam, his good friend Adam that came here and was with him and took him home. Made sure that like he was taken care of and like helped with work and everything like that too. So shout out to you, Adam.
So there you have it. If you didn't feel like a bum already, you didn't run 69 miles on Sunday. So
suicide.
Basically. I don't know if we can leave that in there, but
Probably not.
we'll move on to men's basketball. They defeated North Georgia on Saturday and Georgia College last night. Played on Tuesday because there was supposed to be high school games, and then they got moved back to Saturday or something along those lines, and they just decided to play the game on Tuesday anyway. Patrick, you missed one in North Georgia on Saturday. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I heard it was. I'm glad to see that the boys are still rolling.
Yeah, that was the loudest I've ever heard Christenberry. Obviously, I'm sure it's been louder, but
homecoming helped with that a lot too.
It did, yes,
yeah.
And it was a great game. But my watch went off whenever Evan made the 3-pointer to take the lead, 63-61, and it was like 100 decibels. It went over 100 decibels.
Wow,
which is I've never got that.
Death Valley, Clemson.
No, it's not. Death Valley's got up to 135.
Mm-hmm.
The fake Death Valley.
Yeah, the big one.
Okay, we're no reason to throw shots because
2.0.
At the end of this episode, I was going to give props to Georgia basketball, but I'll just skip through that segment.
They don't deserve that.
They got lucky they had Blue Cane. That's all. Anyways.
We'll get to that later. But, the Jags pulled one out of their butts on Saturday and got a win in that one. Probably shouldn't have won that game.
So
Win's a win.
They have one game left?
One game left on Saturday. They go to USC Beaufort. If Aiken loses tonight against North Georgia, I think is who they play. If they lose tonight to North Georgia, then which will be big in two ways, get to that, then Saturday won't matter at all because we'll already have the 2 seed locked up. If Aiken loses at all, we'll be the 2 seed. If we win on Saturday, we'll be the 2 seed. So there's a lot of
So how many losses? So Columbus State's still going strong?
Yeah, Columbus would have to lose tonight and Saturday.
They play Beaufort tonight?
They play Beaufort tonight, but the problem is they play Georgia College on Saturday, who we saw last night, and their best players
Augusta has 3 or 4 conference losses?
4.
Okay.
Aiken
Columbus
has
only
5.
2.
Yep. Aiken has 5 and Beaufort has 6.
They're
So Columbus
13-4.
State pretty much locked up
Yeah, I mean, it's locked up.
clinched the regular season conference.
There would be a chance, for Georgia College on Saturday if they had their best player, Zaire Green, but he was out against us last night with a cast on his wrist, so I don't imagine he'll play on Saturday either. And the sucky part for them is they were 2 or 3 games up on Southwestern to be the 8th seed in the tournament, and Southwestern swept them. They finalized their sweep on Saturday. Now Georgia College had to play Augusta and Columbus to try to clinch a spot by winning, and it's just not going to happen for them. So Southwestern's probably going to make the tournament now. But the Jags will be at home next Wednesday for the conference tournament, and North Georgia and Flagler are tied right now. North Georgia has the advantage on them, so we really want Flagler. We don't want North Georgia because they're tough. Flagler we beat by 31 and 16, so not much to talk about there. But the men will more than likely be a 2 seed, I think, and hopefully Saturday won't matter. And the women last night clinched the 3 seed by beating Georgia College, who was the 4 seed. They actually went in there and just beat the brakes off of them. It was never close. So that was good to see. Seems like – so they lost Autumn Phillips for the year, I think. I don't know if we said that, but she's out for the year.
What did she got?
Collarbone, supposedly, but she's not wearing a sling, which is interesting. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying I don't know anything about it. I've heard there's some stuff going on, but hope she's okay in her career. She's going to play overseas, so hopefully that goes well for her. But seems like they've gotten in a little bit better of a rhythm, and this is nothing against her, but since she got out, sometimes it helps not having a star player. I mean, they have
kind of elevates the rest of the team a little bit.
It does, and I think this team is balanced as they already were, became more balanced, and I don't know, they're playing really well. They lost to North Georgia on Saturday, of course, but North Georgia's the number 8 team in the country. Not really. I mean, the only two teams that beat them is Columbus State and Georgia College. Somehow Georgia College took them down. But anyway, they'll have a home game next Wednesday too, so it'll be another doubleheader, but it might not be the same team. It's probably – or it definitely won't be if it's North Georgia for the men, because North Georgia women will be hosting because they're the 1 seed. But, yeah, I wish Jamin would have been there for Saturday because North Georgia game, we needed him. Because – their coach.
He would have raised that decibel to like what, 110, 115?
Yeah, I mean, I saw their bus pulling up, so I mooned them as they were pulling in.
No
there you
way.
go.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
You should have hit a ball right through that window right there.
Yeah. Y'all ever seen the video of the Florida fan talking about?
Yeah.
Is that what you
We
were?
beat the Criminals in 96, and I mooned them with the score on my rear end.
It's awesome if you want
I
to
need
look
to
that up and
find
watch
that.
it.
Criminals.
Yeah, but be sure for everyone, the cross-country team needs to be there, or track, whatever y'all call yourselves at this time of year, needs to be there next week as we hopefully play Flagler. That'll be a fun one, and that'll be our last home game, more than likely.
Is that Wednesday game? Is that going to be a night game?
Yeah, it'll be a 7:30 game.
Okay.
Because we're not hosting the tournament. I think I said that. Just the first round.
Just the first
I already
round.
said that, Patrick.
No, it may not resonate with everyone when I say it, but every higher seed hosts the first round.
Yeah,
and then
right.
you go to the host site, which hopefully will be us, but probably going to be Columbus State. Yeah. But, I mean, if anybody's got to be the 1 seed, we want it to be Columbus because we beat them twice. So,
yeah.
And it's an interesting path. If Aiken loses tonight and USCB beats us on Saturday, I think they would jump Aiken, but I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But that's all I got for basketball. Y'all got anything else?
No, I hadn't watched them in a little bit since Lander. So I don't have anything to add for you.
Yeah, we didn't talk about. I mean, we lost to Lander last Wednesday.
Yeah,
it was a beatdown. They were fighting. They're fighting to try to get into the NCAA tournament. They're obviously in the conference tournament.
I mean, they had beat them Monday night in Christenberry. I mean, it's kind of hard to turn back around, go beat them again in their own house.
A place where the Jags never play well either.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's not the end of the world.
And they made it just about every 3 they put up. It was a ruckus crowd. I almost there was some dude behind me that just was obnoxious, and I turned around and said something to him, and he looked at me like he wanted to fight, but we didn't scrap. You
weren't scrapping in the parking lot?
I would have loved to, because this dude was small. Like, I would have loved to fight the dude, but there was no reason to. They were beating the brakes off
Dustin
of us.
would have had a day.
Hey, I would have. I don't care. I fight. I tried in my hometown this past December. I went to fight somebody at the park, but he didn't show up. So I'm not afraid to fight. I mean,
boy, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Justin the Scrapper.
I mean, I'm not gonna fight if there's not a reason. There was a valid reason behind it. So, but anyway, we'll move on to baseball. Had quite a weekend.
Yeah,
you guys 2 out of 3 against USC Beaufort, and you led for 25 innings of that series, or 24 and a third. The first one got away from you guys a little bit. I want to know what the vibes were like after Friday's game and how y'all flipped the switch and kind of turned that series on its head a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think we had a shot in that first game on Friday. I think we had a 2-1 lead in the 7th. I think the biggest thing that our coaches preach offensively is if you have to score runs late if you want to win baseball games. And so we didn't score late. I think we only had 2 hits the whole game. And they scored 11 runs in the last 3 innings or something to that extent. And so you're not going to beat anybody like that. I guess the biggest thing is like the vibes didn't change. We've been kind of searching for consistent good baseball, complementary baseball, offensively and defensively. So I think the vibe was kind of like, hey, it can't really get worse. It's been pretty rough. Everybody in the locker room knows that. So just got to go out there and keep playing, and eventually something's going to go right, and it did for us Saturday and Sunday. I think the biggest thing that improved was defensively. because you got to help your pitchers out regardless. I thought the biggest thing, we got 3 really good starts on the weekend. Caleb Bone, despite the 12-2 score, I think he went 6 innings, 1 run. It's the top of the 7th, kind of got away from him a little bit. Robert Hunt threw 5 scoreless, had 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. And then Luke Barch kind of did the same thing. I think he threw 6 innings. So it starts with a good start. We've struggled at times to get ahead early in games, and you find yourself down a crooked number, 3, 4, 5 runs early. Kind of puts a lot of pressure offensively to manufacture runs. And so it was good to get out of the gates and get leads in those Saturday and Sunday games. And that sets up your pitchers to have success when they're pitching with a lead. So it was really good to win a series, obviously to start conference play, 2-1. And then we go to Milledgeville this weekend to take on the reigning conference champions. So hopefully that'll go well. We'll continue to play complimentary baseball and do the things that we do well. So that's exciting for us. No midweek, so we get a chance to kind of get our legs back under us. We were playing a lot of games, a lot of 4-game series in midweek, so it's good to kind of get a break for this week and be fresh going into Georgia College, arms-wise, on the mound, and then get the legs under you for the position guys.
Yeah, I finally got a win on Sunday calling a game. I called Friday's game, and then my buddy that I usually call the games with called Saturday by himself, and they won. And I was starting to think I was the problem. And then Sunday came around, Jags picked up another victory.
Man, they had lost on Sunday, though. I think we have identified the problem.
Yeah, well, they didn't. Switched up the lineup a little bit. Jackson Thomas came into the lineup. He had an RBI on Saturday, had 2 homers on Sunday.
All right.
Bombs.
Have yourself a day.
Rushton Bowles played well. He's an interesting case. I've always liked his game, and I didn't realize he was a graduate student either. But he's been knocking laces off of it, and the lineup seems to have found something. Last 2 games, obviously Beaufort has struggled this year too, but you get some momentum, you never know what can happen in baseball.
Yeah, and
you guys, and a Georgia College team that has not been. We know they can hit. We know everything about that and how good they can be, but they haven't been this year. They're 5-9. They've played some tough teams, but last year you guys won 2 out of 3. I don't see any reason you can't at least still win in Milledgeville. Obviously, a tough place to play.
Yeah.
But
how do you guys? How do your leaders on your team keep the team kind of reined in a little bit after coming off of 2 really good games? How do you guys keep a level head going into Georgia College, who's historically been really good and stuff like that, like you said, reigning conference champs? What's something you guys are having to work on to make sure that you guys keep level head, to make sure you guys don't get ahead of yourselves?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's kind of easy with this team because we're really young, and so we got a lot of freshmen that are I don't want to say dumb, but they just don't think of. They don't really understand the magnitude of anything, which not that there's a super big magnitude to this, but they're day-to-day anyway, so it's good to have a group that doesn't really focus on, because in baseball it's got to be a thing of next pitch, next at bat, next game. So I think because I think that was a series we had to win. If you don't win that series, then I think the morale can really take a dive. But it was a series we had to win, and so I'm glad we got it done, especially after dropping the first one. But I think it's more of a thing as I don't know, we just got a lot of guys that are able to move on quickly, whether that be a good result or a bad result. So I think that suits us well going into Georgia College and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think Dip said on the Dip Meeter show last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, that most of the freshmen don't even know who's next on the schedule. They just get on the bus and go. Yeah. So, I think it's good to have a young team at times. And obviously you're getting to the part of the season where experience, they've got it now. They've had enough at bats against college pitching that you can't really use that excuse anymore. And we're getting to the part of the season where they're no longer freshmen.
Yeah. Having a young team can help. Being naive sometimes, just being unaware, is sometimes better than what's coming, because you're like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah. And you can also get away from some demons like of the past. Like if you play bad at Georgia College, typically them guys don't know that. They don't. It's not like they keep up with it like that. Yeah. So they don't. It takes away from that. But yeah, you guys are rolling after this weekend. It was a fun series. You guys hit the ball. It was fun to call. I finally had some home run calls, which I love. Those are awesome.
It's gone. It's out of here.
My first Jamin call, I'm gonna fall out the booth doing it.
He knocked that out of the park.
I'll be fired up for that one. Unless I'm on the call, you can't hit a homer. Just FYI.
I don't know how much you got to worry about all of that. So,
do you leave the park in practice, or you don't have much pop in the bat?
I've left the yard in inter squads and stuff, but I'm still waiting on that first college in-game homer. So hopefully that happens. It'll be exciting if it does. Hopefully that happens at the Jag Dome.
Hopefully so.
That'd be fire.
We'll move over to the softball field. Those ladies went up to Lenore-Ryan for the Bear Bash, I think it's called. Went 3-1, defeated West Liberty, Lenore-Ryan, and Assumption University. Lost to Young Harris. The ladies are really playing well. They have been, doing everything right. They go to Emmanuel tonight or this evening. Yeah. They have a doubleheader. Or is it this evening? Or it's 2 and 4. Okay. 2
yeah,
and 4.
2 and 4. So they're there this afternoon. Dude, what I'm really impressed with them is their home record is 3-5, but their away is 6-1, and their neutral side is 2-1. Like, that's crazy. You never see that.
Yeah, they faced some really. I will say they faced a lot tougher team at home than they have on the road. Obviously, Francis Marion being the exception on the road, which they swept. But yeah, they play really well on the road, and sometimes just getting out of your comfort zone a little bit might help. I don't know, but they're fun to watch. If you not. Which they're not at home till next weekend, but if you don't have anything to do, certainly come out and watch them. It's a fast-paced game. You're not going to be there for 5 hours. Like, it's a 2-hour game. There's a reason they play at 12 and 2 in doubleheaders, because they're going to be ready to play the second game by 2:15. But they're playing really well. Coach Mercado talked with her after the Tusculum series last week, and she was very, she was in good spirits about the squad, even though they got swept. They're a resilient team. They don't ever quit. They got down 7-1 in that one. They're always in the game. So I'm excited about what's coming there. And I think it's a wide open conference. And I think they've played some teams that they've beaten that are better than teams in the conference. So I think this could be a year where they can make a run at this thing. Yeah,
I think they're a really veteran team, and the middle of their lineup's really consistent with the bat, and for the most part in the circle, it's been good for them. So I think they have a chance to really beat anybody. It'll be good to see they start conference play this weekend at Georgia Southwestern. So, and like you were saying, Patrick, they play really good softball on the road. So
they've got a lot of road games ahead.
Hopefully that continues to serve them well. Yeah, they got 7 straight on the road in the next week. So and then they get Flagler to come to the Jag Dome. So. Hopefully that'll be good. They get a good start. They get a good start in conference play, which they got some teams. I don't really know if the prowess of Georgia Southwestern or Flagler softball. I know Lander's typically pretty good, and obviously North Georgia's pretty good. But if they get a good start in conference play, then they got a shot to maybe upset, take a series, Lander, North Georgia, and find yourselves hosting a conference tournament or something. So that would be cool.
Massive for that program, especially after just last year's struggles. The way they turned it around thus far is huge win already.
And they should be fine tonight. Emmanuel's 3-10 on the season. So as long as they handle business there, obviously.
Go Yard, ladies.
Sometimes you can drop games you're not supposed to. It looks like Southwestern is 6-7. So that's this weekend. Definitely tune in on the Peach Belt Sports Network. They're fun to watch, like I said. And there's a lot of Jags on the road this weekend. You guys are at Georgia College. Men and women's basketball are at Beaufort.
Yeah.
This one's at Southwestern. There's not another athletic game, of course, scheduled until Lander next weekend for the baseball team.
There's some tennis this week at home.
Yeah, excuse me. There is tennis. Baseball, softball, the games that are called, broadcasted. There's none of those scheduled until Lander next weekend, but there will be the Wednesday matchup.
Christenberry can afford to use a little peace and quiet right now. Let that construction get moving.
I wish they'd finished. That is the longest project of all time. The entire basketball season they chose the entire basketball season to work on Christenberry Fieldhouse. Not my circus, not my monkeys, whatever the saying is, but
It's not my problem. I'd have done it in the summertime.
yeah, I mean, there's no kids here during summertime.
They're getting close on it. All you got to do is the entrance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gotta be close.
I think it looks good. I would say, though, I have noticed a few spots where it's already starting to warp, which kind of stinks. But it looks good.
Construction
I think it looks
over
great.
here, I think it looks good. I like the coloring and all that.
I'm going to
good
be interested to
stuff.
see what that front entrance looks like because they've got all those beams and rods up right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be interested to see what that looks like. But,
Well, I mean, all you got to do is look at the picture that they have,
but like in person.
the rendering. Oh, okay.
Nah, I want to see it in person. See my own eyeballs in person.
You're listening to the Sports Squad from Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. So we'll move on to Division One. Georgia picked up a win over Florida last night by 5. They were up by. Did they get up by 20 or was 18 the biggest?
I think 18 was the biggest.
And that was a huge win. I'm reading here the guy that I used for my bracketology stuff.
Yeah. I saw that
says-
and I was like, yeah, they're going to blow that.
Yeah, that's why I kept up with it because I was like, Jabin says the second half, I got to see this for my own eyes. And he was correct. This guy says if the Bulldogs can finish 2-1 over their last 3 games, Texas, South Carolina, Vandy, I think they can win all 3. I know they can win all 3. To get to 7-11 in the SEC, I'm confident Georgia will be in the NCAA tournament. And a 3-0 finish would be a lock. So
There you go.
there you go.
3-0 finish gives them 20 wins.
Yeah.
You win 2 out of 3. You get a matchup with South Carolina or Oklahoma or Texas in the
winnable matchup.
conference tournament.
Yeah.
You win a game there. I think you're definitely a lock. Yeah, I mean, I hope they make it. We'll see. I mean, I think if they made the tournament, they'd have to play pretty flawless to win a game against a 5 seed because they'd probably be an 11. They might end up having to do a play-in game, one of the first 4. So, I mean, we'll see. I would like to see them play in one of those first 4 games against
Yeah, that's for fun.
another Power 4 team that's pretty similar because I think that would suit them well. I think the interesting thing is going to be to see, and I think in the past when a conference has been really good in the regular season, like they're dominant, I don't think it's necessarily gone too well in the tournament. So I'm interested to see how the SEC will line up in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, March is a fantastic time.
Beautiful.
Especially that first weekend of a basketball game. So I'd love to see Georgia in the mix. But you never
Imagine
know.
if Georgia's the Cinderella team this year.
Georgia has yet to win a road conference game, so they got to go to Texas and they got to go to South Carolina. So that'll
South
be
Carolina got little confidence back with the win over Texas this past week too.
yeah. So that'll be interesting. They have yet to have a quad 1 win on the road. They've yet to win a single game on the road. Obviously, every team plays a lot of home games in non-conference play. And they beat St. John's in the Bahamas, but they have not won a road conference game or a true road game all year. So it'll be interesting to see if they take that next step against a team that they're better than in both Texas and South Carolina. But yeah, not a very good second half team, and so maybe they get into a big arena on the big stage and they can make it happen. I'd love to see it because I've never seen them win a tournament game.
It's like them and the football team swap.
I will say this: winning a tournament game is tough to match in any. Like it's a lot of fun when you're going through those 2, especially if you make it to the second weekend. I mean, it's not like any other. But it says they're in the last 4 in line now. They were on the bubble cut line, or like they were out last night before the game, obviously, with the way things have went lately. But yeah, Florida's loaded first off, and they get arguably their best player back next week. So big center.
Yeah.
So they might win the national. I mean, there's a very good chance they win the national championship. But yeah, Georgia's got the wins. They beat
You
St.
think they're gonna
John's,
get past
Kentucky,
Auburn?
and Florida. I mean, they may not have to play them. I mean, that's the great thing about a 64-team field.
Yeah.
You just, I mean,
But
sometimes
in
you
a
go
world that
national
they do,
championship.
can you imagine like Florida
Well,
versus
Florida's
Auburn?
probably going to be a 1 seed. So
Yeah, they're both.
they'll
They're
have
both
to
going to
play they'll have to play in the Final
Who
Four.
because the projected 1 teams right now are like Auburn, Duke, Florida, and who else?
Alabama.
Alabama.
And they can all. Well, Houston moved into Florida spot after last night, and then the other one is who's the other one? I don't even know. I know who it is. I can't think of who it is. I'll tell you right here. The other one is Tennessee, but they're I don't think they'll do enough to get into the 1 seed spot. Michigan State could, but I don't think they're close enough.
Never bet against Tom Izzo in March.
That might be a sleeper to win the national championship. That very well could be. But yeah, I'm excited for this tournament. I think from the 1 line to the 7 seed line is probably one of the most loaded tournaments I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're in for a treat this year.
I think Clemson's really, really good, and they're a 5 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, so that should tell you all you need to know. But I'm excited, obviously, and then baseball's getting into high gear right now. Clemson and South Carolina play this weekend, which I think is the best baseball rivalry there is in college. It'll be awesome. They play 1 game at Clemson, 1 game at a minor league field, and 1 game at South Carolina. I would love to be in Clemson this Friday night.
Are they playing at SRP?
No. They play at the Greenville.
Yeah.
Okay.
They either play in Columbia at the minor, which I think is stupid because that's not a neutral site, but they play Columbia minor league field in 1 year and then Greenville the other year because they're closeness, whatever. But this year's at Greenville. I'd love to go to that one. I might try to go to one of them. I just have a hard time spending $80
They should play in Augusta.
I wish they
really
would.
That's about halfway. About halfway.
Yeah, for both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'm not paying $80 to go watch a college baseball game. Not right now, at this point of the season. I would at the end of the season. But
I don't know. You trying to tell me right now if you were able to buy tickets, go watch Clemson, South Carolina play at SRP, you're not going?
Oh, at SRP, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would pay. I'm not paying that,
But
having to
tickets would
drive.
be
Oh, yeah.
$15 if it was SRP. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be a lot cheaper. I mean, with it being
They would fill that
Greenville-
stadium. There's a lot of Clemson fans around here.
Yeah, no, it would be filled. There's no doubt about it. I mean, South Carolina fans only an hour from Columbia.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of South Carolina fans around here.
Dude, that would be fun.
That would be electric.
Awesome.
I mean, Clemson and Georgia Southern play in
Friday
April.
night at SRP at the mini battery area, North Augusta, that would be sick.
Yeah, it would. They have a lot of construction going on around there right now.
That was
a mess.
literally going to be my next point. Like, they'd have to do it on a Saturday or something, but they're throwing up those apartments quick.
Is that what they're building now?
They're building
Another apartment
apartments
complex?
and they're building. Well, I mean, they're always building houses
Yeah,
back there,
of course.
but it's an I think it's actually like 2 apartment complexes going in, and then you've got like right there on the main road, you've got more businesses going in. Apparently, the whole area is about to be like the next, just like Alpharetta. I don't know. You've ever been to Alpharetta or not? But yeah, that junk's nice up there. So
Yeah, and the Braves announced that it was correct. You can watch it on Prime Video. I think it's like a $20 add-on per month.
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. I love
and that's but
everything
that's only
about that.
via regional, right? Or is that like you can watch it anywhere where you're at?
I'm sure you can watch it anywhere you're at.
That's what I figured. It's Prime.
Yeah. I don't see any reason. And I mean, Patrick, how much are you going to be out of the region anyway? Because that was his first text back was, I was wondering about vacation. Can I watch it? And I was like, how much vacation are you going to be on? I mean, they play 162 games.
I mean, I'm going to be in Oregon for a little bit this summer.
How many days?
10 days.
So 10 games of 162?
I was just asking.
Could
What if I
be
want
9 games.
Or you could just get, if you're going to be in Oregon, blackouts won't matter. So you can buy MLB TV. You could get a free month trial and look at there, and your problem's solved.
Looky there. Justin's always solving my life problems for me.
Well, yeah, the Braves got going they started playing last Saturday, spring training games. They have their basically full lineup in today. Ozzie Albies and Jerickson Profar playing for the first time today. So tune in on MLB TV if you have it. I think you can do a free trial now if you want to waste it.
No, I'm good.
You're going to waste it.
I'm not
for
wasting
your
it on
Oregon
spring
trip.
training.
Yeah. You watch any college baseball this weekend?
No, not really, because the times we played,
Yeah.
couldn't really catch any good game. I watched a little bit of West Coast games. I watched USC and Cal State Fullerton last night, but I haven't really watched any. I actually did see last night there was a weird situation. Stetson
I
in
hate
Florida.
that. Do y'all have the safety base?
No, we don't have the safety base. We don't matter safety wise. But yeah, really weird situations with Stetson. They said the runner stepped on the white part of the base, so he didn't step on the base technically. would have tied the game. So it was this whole debacle, probably like a 20-minute delay in the game.
And
Stetson put the game under protest. So I don't know. I also don't know what that means. But Florida ends up winning like 6-1. So I don't know how all that's going to work. But
yeah, I think
really weird situation.
BS.
What is
only in Florida does that happen? Like in the midweeks, they have so many. This happened last year so much. It just seems like they always have a problem down there in the midweeks. So basically, they have the safety base now.
Yeah.
And when you're running down the first, the safety base is that orange base that you have in T-ball where you don't step on the ankle of the first baseman. They got the white base. Softball has it. And now you cannot step on the actual bag because of safety protocol. You have to step on the orange bag. So he stepped on the white bag, so he's automatically out, which is, first off, BS. Yeah. Second off, it's an absurd rule. Like, I get, like, you want to keep people safe. It's college baseball. These are 20-year-old athletes. Like, I think we'll be okay with one bag.
In the very next inning, the center fielder for Stetson tried to, like, catch a homer on the wall, and it bounced off his glove and went out.
Yeah.
Damn. That's how they lost.
That's depressing.
And you want to know what college baseball is like these days? The Stetson center fielder is formerly Florida center fielder or backup center fielder, and the Florida center fielder formerly Stetson center fielder. So weird scenario there, but
that's odd.
That is college sports for you right now.
So then my question is, I want to go back to MLB real quick. What's this new AI challenge technology or whatever that I've been seeing little rumors of, or like seeing clips of on Instagram where they can challenge calls?
So it's called the ABS system, challenge system.
Yeah.
Basically, if you think a pitch is close, you can. I would assume there's only one at bat, one per at bat. I would assume
it's one per inning.
Offense
gets one. Pitcher gets one per inning.
You tap the hat, they take it to the video board, and it's real quick. It shows the pitch going into the zone and says that is a strike, and that's or the pitch is challenge.
Kind of like the automatic umpires that the minor leagues have been using for a while, but I don't think they'll ever do a fully automated strike zone.
I don't think you can
in Major League Baseball, but it's kind of like introducing that, which I like. I think it's a good idea.
Just like a little safety net right there.
Yeah, I mean, even if it takes a little bit longer, you've already cut 30 minutes off game time anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering because I saw that one clip, and they were like, and the ump was like, and it was surprisingly correct or something like that. I thought it was really funny, but I just wanted some clarification on that.
There's some that's not close that they challenge, which I don't like the whole thing that if you don't use it, you lose it, because then you're going to have stupid challenges at the end of innings. But, there's no way to work around that. I think it'll be all right. I don't know if they'll implement it this year. I think it might be a thing next year. Well, it's
not like – the good thing is it's not like a long process. Like, it's pretty immediate. Right. They just throw it up there, and it says it within like 5 seconds. So it's not like it's a delay in games. It's not like it's instant replay in college basketball, which is awful.
Also, college baseball has instant replay now at the D1 level. It is literally atrocious. It is the long. They review a call per inning, basically. And I watched Clemson and NC-A&T the other day, and North Carolina A&T.
Oh.
And literally they were in like the fourth inning. It had been forever since they started the game, and they had like 4 calls, and that none of them had been overturned. It's just pointless, and they just keep going back to the review.
Good Lord.
Takes forever, and the baseball games at the Division I level, even with the pitch clock, are going insanely long. So I hope D2. I heard it's in the talks in D2. I hope it never comes to D2 because you already use a lot of pitchers in Division II rather than sometimes at Division I level at the high levels. But yeah, I don't like the whole review. I think you should have a limit, even the umpires.
Yeah,
we're just not going to check because like Sid Bream slides into home. You celebrate, go to the World Series. That wouldn't happen now because you'd have to go to a review. You wouldn't know if you won or not, and he's probably out. So you just, but
that man was moving in slow motion on that replay too. I met him. He came to the Rome Braves.
He's a super nice guy.
Yeah, he's really cool.
What they say.
I watched his highlights right before, and I was like, that guy's slow.
Oh yeah. His knee braces in the Braves Hall of Fame or what used to be. I don't know where they have it at. I know they have that garden. Well, they had that thing behind home plate, but it's not like it used to be where you had to go in and they had the little trains and all from the old times. But I don't know. I don't know what they did with all that, but they did announce a new food market thing in the stadium
Okay.
where the kids play thing used to be. And it's got like all kinds of new foods and all.
Okay.
So that'll be cool. Ready to be back at Truist. I am.
I agree.
I can't go early on because I'll be working the Masters.
Boo-hoo.
But I'm gonna try to go
you.
like the April 20th or
I have to
somewhere
go
around
work
there.
the greatest golf tournament in the world.
They reached out yesterday and extended me to work another week to help set up and stuff. So I'm
My
pretty excited.
man, looky there.
Pretty excited about that.
Getting paid for that too, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah,
That boy's going to be wiping his butt with dollar bills.
They pay pretty well over at CBS. Super nice folks over there. But I think that's all we got today, unless you guys have any announcements or.
No, track will be
anything.
on the road this week. We're
That's
excited
right. You
for
guys
that.
start this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought. That's on me. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, where'd you say it was at?
Southern Wesleyan. So we'll go up there. It'll be an all-day event. The distance squad is going to be racing the 1500 as our like Rustbuster season opener.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. I'm excited. It's fun watching the younger guys just banter about it and just, give each other crap about it because like, I don't, it's the Rustbuster. I've been through this. This is going to be 4th time now. Just go out there and just run hard and do your best. It's the first one. It's going to hurt because
So you did this race all season, right? The 1500.
1500 and 5K, yeah.
Yeah, and Avery doesn't.
Avery does the 5K and the 10K.
Yeah,
But
he was
Avery,
telling me about it the other day. He has to run it this weekend. So since he runs a shorter race, he has to do a 40-minute cool down or something.
yeah, we'll
longer
have
than-
some workout after the race and a cool down. Yeah, we'll have something. But
That would that.
So
doing
why
something after
are they
a
not
race.
doing a 10K this meet?
no, well, I don't know. But we're gonna say he's saving that for next week. We'll be at CIU next week for their distance carnival, and it'll be pretty good. It'll be loaded. So we're just trying to knock the rust off. Training's been well. Avery looks really good in training. He's going to do really, really well this season. But you just kind of like you can train, but you have to get your body used to the extent of racing and stuff. There's just something different about it. I guess it's kind of like for in baseball, like you can hit against your pitchers all day, but you got to hit against different pitchers and stuff like that. So
You got to catch up a little bit.
It's different. Yeah, it's different with adrenaline.
yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. All the younger guys keep talking crap to each other, and I'm just sitting back just watching it because I'm the old head of the team now. So yeah,
They said Max missed airball a 3-pointer at the end of the game because we were up by like 12.
yeah.
And they said, "Dang, Unc!" It was funny. It was the bench got on him, but
That's
yeah,
funny.
you are Unc now.
Yeah. So I don't care. I'm excited to just sit back and relax and just go run hard.
It's going to be hot too. Which,
Yeah,
how
we
big
race
is that for track? Like you run a 1500. Does it help with like shaking the rust off with it being warmer? Like, is that what y'all prefer, or how do y'all?
50-50. Like, it'll help in the long run when we got to go down to Daytona and it starts getting warmer in the track season. But like, it's gonna make it hurt a little bit more too. Like today, like yesterday was a pretty warm day for February, and compared to what we've been having. And my body's aching a little bit more today than normal because of just the heat and stuff like that. So it's a toss up. At the end of the day, Bergamese just told us to go out there and run hard and do your best. And just go check the box and get out of there and stuff like that too. So that's really all I care about.
I got some ibuprofen if you need it.
I appreciate that. I might need that.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the decathlon and how Embry-Riddle always wins the conference.
Dude, their team
I
is
was
massive.
told by a track athlete that y'all are going to win the conference this year.
There's a good chance. Coach has done a really good job recruiting and stuff like that. The sprinters
Just
are getting a
my
lot
source.
better. I know the field events are getting a lot better too.
I heard like every single school record is going to get shattered this year.
I can't confirm or deny that. I know that distance side.
Jabin's on the research side.
Yeah, I know that. Well, that depends. That depends who he's talking to. There's some egos out there, but yeah, I think. I definitely foresee school records getting broken and shattered this year and stuff like that. But
Have we never really been good at the field events? Like, is that a historical thing?
historically, yeah, we're gonna be honest. Our sprints and fields has struggled, but Bergamie's done a really good job assembling
cares
and
about
coaching
it a little
stuff.
bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Those guys and girls over there, they score a lot of points. Distance can only do so much. We can only stack so many points. So yeah, we need them. We the whole team needs each other. So it's really good to see them, getting better and succeeding. And so I would not be surprised if we see a lot of them. Now, do I like our chances of winning it this year? Yeah. Are things gonna have to go our way? Absolutely.
And then after that, obviously there's nationals, but how do you if you win the conference, you go to that?
No. You have track nationals is quite difficult to get to because you have to hit a preliminary time, and that's just to even be considered to go to like the trials and stuff like that. It's a whole process. It is not like cross country where like you go to the regional race,
Right.
you place top 3 as a team, and you go. It's way different. It's way more competitive. It's way harder. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even ever think about track nationals just because the field is so deep. Like
Right.
for the events that I run in, like I got to go run a sub 4 mile to even like start sniffing nationals, and I'm not near that. And I've got to go run sub 14 in the 5K to go run at nationals. I'm not even sniffing that right now. Like I don't.
It
it's
bothers
alright.
me though. Like when conference is it though. It's kind of like in middle school when you just play for the region and that's
Yeah,
it. Like,
But I
in
mean,
sport.
it's such a toss up because it kind of
It is late in the season,
It depends
though.
on who you are and what you've been up to. Like my girlfriend this year, she's got her eyes set on it, and she's got a really good shot at going to nationals this year. So
And where's nationals at?
Colorado, CSU Pueblo, I think.
You went to Colorado last year, didn't you?
Yeah, for vacation. Yeah, the junk's hard running elevation.
Were you able to watch the Braves in Colorado?
No, it's too busy. Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so I think Avery's could definitely make a run for it too. Now the 10K's it's deep, but he's really good too. I mean, even though he didn't have the best race at nationals this year in cross, and he'd tell you the
probably
same
a lot of
thing.
motivation off of that.
He's still one of the best runners in the country, and so he's got a shot to make a run at it too. So it's just really difficult to make it in track, but the whole conference thing, I'm not appalled by it. Last chance meets are always fun to go to, but we had some really bad luck last year at a last chance meet. Nothing went right for us, and the meet did not go well. And so right now, at the state that I'm in, I'm not upset with conference being my last one. It's okay. Like you got to hang it up at some point. And so I mean, plus that time of the year, anyways, like because we race like right at the end of April. I mean, life gets busy with the whole like graduation and everything. So if conference is it, then that's fine with
And
me.
what weekend is conference? Is it the first weekend of May?
No, it's the last weekend of April. I guess I don't know. It's that Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And we graduate on the 9th. So
yeah.
Busy.
It's not the end of the world for me if that's the way the schedule goes.
I probably need to buy my cap and gown. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
need to
done
do that too. Yeah.
Jackson, have you
I
done
haven't
that?
either.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no one has? Okay.
Oh shoot, we're all you know.
What
it's
if
fine.
we
we're all gonna walk?
What
at
if
the
none
same
of
one.
us don't buy it? We just walk in regular
Street clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I mean,
But
anyways.
I just realized we're all going to be at the same graduation center.
are.
So that's going to be awesome
Avery
to see each
too.
other. Avery will be there. Everybody will be there. It's going to be a party.
it will be a party.
Dr. Bulla's going to be crying, I've got to find a new sports squad.
We do have to find a new sports squad. If you're listening and care and you are a student and you are
And you want class credit.
sophomore or junior and want to do this show, I guess email Jackson. We'll say email Jackson.
Email Jackson and CC Dr. Bulla at
what is your email?
Jax Garner at Augusta.edu.
Yeah, please don't email me.
And you can while you're doing that, you can CC Dr. Bulla at
You can-
dbulla at augusta.edu.
Yeah, you can actually email dbulla at augusta.edu. Is it Augusta? Yeah, it's Augusta.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
augusta.edu.
So that'll be all for our show today. Thanks for listening. Thanks to our panelists for coming on. We will be back next week with another episode. The Sports Squad is a production of Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. Jasmin Garcia is the TVC Lab coordinator. Jaxon Garner is the producer. Dr. David Bulla is the coordinated producer. We are coming to you from the TVC Lab in University Hall on the Summerville campus of Augusta University. The opinions stated here are those of the individuals, not Augusta University. You can find us at aubellringer.com, on the Augusta Press website, on Spotify, and on social media. Please send your comments to bellringerproduction@gmail.com. Have a great day and listen again soon. This is Justin Gray saying so long. Back at you next week. We're out.